Hello, Kansas and Western fans. It's time for another update on the progress of the train derailment diorama I've been working on. The event is coming up this Saturday, although setup begins on Friday, so I'm going to try to get as much done as I can by Friday because I'm going to be helping set up all day Friday afternoon. So I probably won't have any time to do anything else on this. So anyway, let's talk about what I've gotten done. As you can see, all the track has been installed and is painted. I alternated with doing some dark brown and some black on these retaining walls and on the support members for the bridge, thinking that this is all creosote covered wood to help keep the bugs out of it. So that's kind of the color choice I went with, and then the deck itself is basically the same base color that I use for the track itself. As you can see here, I just got this glued down today, so there's still some glue that's drying here. But the other big thing that I got done was I got all of the joint bars installed. And I'm going to do a low pass over the track here and see if you can see. Now this section here, I've already gone and got the rails themselves weathered, at least on this side, because I wanted to see the effect that it would have. And I'm going to have to zoom in on the joint bars so you can see them, so it'll focus. And you can see those there. And we go to the other side. And you can see this side hasn't been painted yet, but you can see the kind of a little bit of cut there that I made in the rail to show the joint, and then the joint bars centered on that. And I was able to do those every 39 feet. I made a handy mark on my flexible ruler that I've had for a while now and have found other uses for. So that's worked out pretty well. But I've gone the joint bars along this whole spur, and then on the main line here as well. I even added some on the guardrail, if you can see those. But anyway, that was kind of a fun task to do. My first super detailing task, I would say. It is a little bit cumbersome at first until you kind of get into a groove. But other than that, it went very well. Wednesday, I'll be releasing a video on how I added those. At least an example of how I did one of those. I ended up adding around 60 of them, I believe, which seems like a lot for such a small amount of track. But when you figure 1/87th scale, every 39 feet goes pretty quick. So anyway, so what I'll be working on now is continuing on with my weathering of the rail, and then I'll come back and heavily weather all of the railroad ties, as this is a small, short line railroad we're trying to represent here, and the track itself is not in very good shape. So a lot of weathering will be going on here. I haven't gotten the trestles done yet. That's another next step. But I'm trying to focus on some particular things that I want to work on for the show. And one of them is going to be to lift up this entire diorama probably 2 feet. Right now it's just sitting on basically a folding table, as you can see there, which is exactly about the same thing I think that'll be at the show. And at 6'3", this is below my hip almost for height. And granted, I'm a little bit taller than the average bear, but if I'm doing this to show detail, I don't want people to have to stoop over all the time to be able to see it. So I'm going to raise this up a couple of feet and see if that helps out, just with some basic 1x4 framing and some cross bracing so it doesn't want to get pushed off anywhere. And then I'll probably figure out how to clamp it down to the table just to make sure it doesn't slide off. But I also want to get the fascia added, just to kind of clean up the edges, and especially these corners here so they don't get torn up. I want to integrate those corners, or at least the scenic work that I've done so far, into the fascia to kind of help protect these edges. And I want to get a backdrop installed, just so it has a backdrop. Everything looks better with a backdrop, in my opinion. Anyway, I am finishing both sides, though, of the track, making it so it can be viewed from all sides, and I haven't left any details off. So that's probably something I'm going to focus on tomorrow, see if we can get that done. And then in time for the show, what I want to do, obviously, is get the trestles put on and get some rough scenic work done so we're not seeing foam anywhere, and then get a base coat of paint on everything, just to kind of get rid of the pink foam, get rid of the bare plywood. And if I can get all that done by Friday, I'll consider that a good success. And then obviously we've got to get some cars staged. Probably won't be doing any tearing up of track because I'm still looking for opinions on how I should represent that. But at the very least, for the show, I'll have some cars wrecked down into the river, some still on the track that didn't go off track, and things of that nature. So anyway, that's my update for today on Monday. Like I said, Wednesday, I'm going to show you how I did those joint bars. And then Friday, we'll do one last update to see how far I got before the show. So thanks for watching. Thanks for the comments. If you have any questions, please include those below. Thanks for watching.